Sunday at Deer Run.
It was pretty big, you know.
Oh, we know. Sold out for the second straight day, as the world's best took aim at a JDC title.
From Austria, Sepp Straka.
Everyone entered chasing our round 3 leaders.
Yeah, definitely a stressful hour.
The ups and downs of Deer Run had some ready to take a dip. And others feeling a little squirrely.
Sepp Straka!
But it was a Georgia Bulldog figuring things out pretty quickly in round 4.
And then keep making birdies.
We had a run at 59.
Yeah, definitely thought about it.
And a celebration far away from the 18th green. So stop what you're doing. You know we've got your back.
You guys do a wonderful job, and everybody watches WQAD to see what's going on.
Thanks, Kevin. Who are we to argue with the JDC volunteer chair-elect? It's been a long week, and we've hit the home stretch. And we wrap it all up with golf and Blake Shelton.
Is that what they're all here for?
That, and of course, the 19th hole. And it starts right now.
Now, from your official station for the John Deere Classic, welcome to the 19th hole on WQAD News 8. The 19th hole set is provided by Uncommon Ground.
Welcome to the last 19th hole of 2023. What an unbelievable week it's been out here at Deer Run. Record-setting crowds packing this place for the world's best golfers and much, much more.
And it all started with Caitlin Clark in the Pro-Am, and both Darius Rucker and Blake Shelton killing it this weekend with concerts on the course.
Yeah, and throughout it all, we had one of the best JDC fields in years and a crowded leaderboard coming into our final round.
And in the end, it's Sepp Straka winning the 2023 John Deere Classic. Let me show you how it happened. Thousands upon thousands of fans piled into Deer Run on Sunday.
From Austria, Sepp Straka. Good play.
Greeted by a crowded leaderboard once again. But one of the top-ranked golfers in this year's field quickly made his ascent to the top. On one, it's Sepp Straka from 134 yards out to within 5 feet of the cup. The 30-year-old with a birdie to start his day, and the Georgia Bulldog was off and running. Then on two, it's Straka again, this time for eagle from 20 feet away, and he reads the putt perfectly. It's a birdie eagle start, and suddenly Straka is tied for the lead at 16 under par.
I teed off an hour and a half before the leaders, and yeah, those guys could just make birdies on any hole, so leaderboard was really kind of irrelevant. So just try to keep my foot on the gas and keep making birdies. On four, it's Straka staying red hot with the putter. The 8-footer for birdie gets him to 17 under par. After a rare par on 5, it's the one-time winner on tour throwing darts on 6. From 98 yards out to within 2 feet of the cup. Another birdie gets Straka to 18 under par and gives him sole possession of the lead. After a birdie on 7, it's Straka finishing his front 9 with his best shot of the day. The 40-footer on 9 brings a huge roar from the crowd at Deer Run. Straka fires a 28 on the front, making the turn at 19 under par. That was nice. I mean, the putter was working early really well, and I knew I had to get out ahead in order to have a chance, and yeah, just try to keep making birdies.
And he did just that. A good round became special on the back. On the par 4 11th, Straka's second shot goes from 131 yards away to within just 7 feet of the cup. Another easy birdie gets Straka to 20 under par. On 12, the birdies keep coming. This one from 13 feet away, Straka gets to 21 under par. On 13, the flat stick stays on fire. This birdie from 9 feet away, and the Austrian native is suddenly at 22 under par and 4 shots ahead of the field. Then on 14, Straka looking for his 4th straight birdie, and this is going to help. His second shot ends up just 4 feet from the cup. Straka is 23 under par overall, 10 under on the day, and suddenly 59 watches on.
Definitely thought about it, but the goal was just to win a golf tournament. I was never thinking change the game plan for 59, and stuck to the game plan and still had a pretty good chance. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Straka came back down to earth a little down the stretch. On 18, he would need a birdie for a rare 59. Instead, the 30-year-old found his first and only trouble of the day. Straka's second shot finds the drink, resulting in a double bogey.
The wind was off the right, got it started a little left of my start line, and the wind never let it come back. So, so yeah, it was just a bad shot, but it was the first bad shot I hit today, so cut myself a little slack.
But it's still a round 462, and Straka heads to the clubhouse, your leader at 21 under par, ready to watch and wait.
Yeah, it was a stressful hour, just waiting and watching. Honestly, I was ready to get to the range to get warmed up for a playoff, and once I got on the range, I settled down a little bit.
Brendan Todd would get within one shot of the lead down the stretch, but that's as close as anyone would get. Straka enjoys a celebration on the range, becoming a two-time winner on the PGA Tour on a week that started with a 73 on Thursday.
Sepp Straka, the 2023 John Deere Classic champion. How does that sound?
It sounds great, yeah. Just really thankful and really happy to be standing here.
Did you see this coming this week with the way you played earlier to have a Sunday like this?
Definitely didn't see it on Thursday. I knew my game was in pretty good shape and made a tweak to my putting, so I knew I could still make the cut and still hang around for the weekend, but in my wildest dreams I wouldn't have imagined standing here, but yeah, just really thrilled.
Along with the victory comes that trophy and a check for more than $1.3 million. A fantastic weekend for the brand new JDC champ.
Tournaments run incredibly well. It's been here for a long time. They're really good at it, and the volunteers, everything is just run so smoothly. So yeah, it's just such a good event. It's beautiful this time of year here, and just love coming here.
Straka fires the lowest final round at the John Deere Classic since Payne Stewart way back in 1981.
He was another good champion,
Yeah,
that's
right?
for sure. Now, other golfers that were chasing your 2023 winner, Sepp Straka, they would have their chances to move to the top of the leaderboard, but neither of them converted when they needed. Those two runner-up golfers, Brendan Todd and Alex Smalley. Todd would play very well. Here on 4, he would spin a wedge from 105 yards to just 12 feet, converting the birdie. But a bogey late on 16 would be his undoing as he finishes with a 3 under 68, 2 shots back in second place. One other golfer making a Sunday push is Alex Smalley. He was hot on the front side on 6, rolling in a 21-foot birdie to give him a front side 32, but a bogey on 15 would put him 2 shots back. Both golfers know they let one slip away.
I knew kind of going into today that it was going to be a learning experience, whether it was good or bad. And it certainly was. I felt like I did a lot of really good things today. Just turned out I needed to shoot 7 or 8 under. So overall, very, very happy with the week. It's hard to be disappointed with a tie for second.
Now 15, I just said to my caddy, because I kind of heard some people chirping in the crowd. I was like, I don't know what Sepp finished at, but let's go play 3 good holes. And he's like, well, he made double on the last, so you're 1 back. So that might have ramped up the pressure a little bit and got me maybe even more aggressive there on that putt on 16. And so that kind of backfired a little bit.
Let's take a look at your final Blackhawk Bank and Trust leaderboard. Here's our new champion, Sepp Straka. Smalley and Todd there for second, tied for second, followed by Ludwig Aberg, the 23-year-old, firing around at 463. He's joined at 18 under by Adam Schenk. And then there's Cam Young there, tied for 6th place. Well, 2012 JDC champion Zach Johnson wrapping up his final round here at Deer Run this morning. A fan favorite with 3 birdies and a bogey for a final round 69. The Ryder Cup champion, or captain I should say, finishes in 35th place. He'll head to Liverpool Golf Club for the British Open in just a couple of weeks. We've hit our first break here on the 19th hole. Up next, we'll tell you what tournament director Andrew Lehman has to say about this year's JDC.
And how many birdies were made at this year's tournament and what it means for local charities.
You're watching the 19th hole, sponsored by Lexus of the Quad Cities, Jewel Osco, Simply Vain, and Millwright's Local 2158. The 19th hole putt of the day, sponsored by CSI Homes.
Our putt of the day comes from our brand new champion on 9. It's Sepp Straka with the 40-footer, reading the birdie putt perfectly, electrifying the huge crowd at the John Deere Classic. Straka shot a 28 on the front on his way to a round 4 62. He's our brand new John Deere Classic champion at 21 under par. Welcome back to the 19th hole. Sepp Straka is celebrating the John Deere Classic Championship tonight, and he's got some special company to do it with.
Straka's wife, Paige, wasn't able to make it to Deer Run this weekend, but her parents, Kathy and David Dean, made the trip to the Quad Cities from Alabama to support their son-in-law, and were thrilled to watch firsthand as he won for the second time on tour.
Hey, Ashley.
Well, it's just for him, he worked so hard, and for it to all come together and just to win, it takes care of the tournaments for the next couple of years. He gets some exemptions, maybe go back to the Masters. So we're just excited for what a win brings to him.
What a week it was here at Deer Run from start to finish.
That's exactly right. Second year tournament director Andrew Lehman thought of everything both on and off the course. All week was a lot of fun. It started with Caitlin Clark playing in the Pro-Am with thousands of fans coming out.
And
more fans packed TPC Deer Run for the debut of concerts on the course with Darius Rucker and Blake Shelton. The golf featured the best field in years, paving the way for a re-energized John Deere Classic.
If you look at the culmination of this event on the weekend and you see all the people here on Saturday and Sunday, you know, all I can say is wow, and how appreciative we are of the support. I think this event is so important to this community for so many reasons. It's first and foremost, it improves the quality of life in this community. Our charity is so important, and to be part of this and see what has happened this week is so special, and I don't think we can ever take it for granted.
Another program that is vital to the John Deere Classic success is Birdies for Charity. With every birdie made from the Pro-Am on the final day adding up to money for local charities, 500 different organizations are part of the program. This year, 1,929 birdies were made at the JDC, meaning local charities can continue to thrive in the QC.
And it means so much to them. They use this program every single year to generate pledges for themselves. They raise an incredible amount of money, and they're guaranteed that 5% bonus. That's unrestricted funds for them to go right back into the missions and the good work that they're doing in our community. And it's just so important to our whole community, everyone who lives here, and all of the organizations that do good work here.
We've still got plenty of action here on the 19th hole. Up next, a floating gator.
Thousands of fans have seen the John Deere machine seemingly floating next to the final green. Shelby Kluver's up next with how a group of high schoolers made it all happen.
Welcome back to the 19th hole as we welcome the one and only Shelby Kluver to the set.
Can you believe it? 3 years out here, and this is the first time they've let me come onto the set. Well, my amazing photographer, Jenny Hipskind, and I get to find all of the fun behind-the-scenes stories out here at the John Deere Classic. This week, we've talked about pickleball, we've talked about fishing, and now we're going to talk about some high schoolers who made a gator float. They say magic happens at the John Deere Classic, but one trick floats above the rest. On the 18th hole, a John Deere gator sits atop the water, seemingly sparked by a little magic. Hidden under those helmets is Jorge Rosas and Caden McKay. 2 months ago, as they were graduating high school, they helped build the pontoon raft holding that gator afloat.
I'd say it's the biggest project we had all year.
Last summer, the guys began a year-long welding apprenticeship with John Deere Harvester Works.
We're here 5 days a week, 8 hours during the summer, and then during school hours, it was about 4 hours every day during school.
It's a crash course in all things commercial welding, with the hope of sparking an interest in the industry.
We also did a lot of soft skills as well, presentation skills, speaking skills, public addresses, stuff like that.
We're trying to get their skills up for employment, whether it's here or somewhere else.
Zach Carter helps train the students.
Kids are so receptive. They learn quickly, they're attentive. If they're really involved, they're going to progress. This is a skill they'll have for a lifetime.
And when the Classic rolled around, those skills were on full display. Together, 6 local students built 10 benches, adorned with John Deere mower seats for fans out at the course.
Then we also added slots so they could be picked up by a forklift, so it would be a lot more safe.
But the biggest project is the one you can only see from above. After weeks of work, the students gave Deere Run a floating gator.
I'm very proud of it. I like how it came out. It floats, so that's always good.
So while it's not exactly wizardry, we would argue the end results are still pretty magical.
I like working, I like learning, and I knew this was a good skill to learn, and no one can take that skill away from me.
Now, Jorge, Caden, and the other 4 students in their apprentice group were all hired on full-time by John Deere after they graduated high school in May.
That's pretty cool for sure. Now, we always say that we have a lot of fun out here, but we're not the only ones. Each year, the crew in charge of the golf carts always play a prank on the incoming volunteer chairperson.
And this year, that chairperson is Kevin Rafferty of Rafferty Funeral Homes. So the crew decked his cart out with a fake coffin and little hearse flags. And when Kevin left a meeting this morning, he was greeted with a funeral procession of carts, all in his honor.
That whole crew down there, they are so much fun, and they keep us on our toes. They put a little time and energy into it. It was a good laugh. It might be the best laugh this week.
Kevin says he had no idea this was coming and was totally surprised by this prank.
Don't put the hell.
The 19th hole volunteer of the day, sponsored by Window World.
So how far does every shot travel out here at Deere Run? We know that thanks to these guys. Meet Don Mavis and Roger Frederick, 2 volunteers working on shot length. They volunteered at the JDC for a combined 33 years, and they say a lot goes into measuring distance. And they take pride in being able to get those numbers correct. Well, we have hit our final break here. Still ahead, we'll take one last look back at the John Deere Classic.
Yeah, and we'll do that through the eyes of some of the best photographers in the Quad Cities. You're watching the 19th hole on WQAD, proud to be your official station of the John Deere Classic.
19th Hole Fan of the Day, sponsored by RIA Federal Credit Union.
Let us introduce you to 8-year-old Ram Patel, and he's made it his mission to get as many autographs as he can this week. While he's enjoyed being out at the golf course with his family, his biggest moment of the week was meeting Iowa head football coach Kirk Ferentz. The Hawkeye fan says meeting the head Hawk was better than getting a sweet treat.
I already had ice cream.
Oh, you had ice cream? What kind of ice cream did you get?
John Deere Classic.
Ooh. How good was it?
It was good.
Scale of 1 to 10.
10.
10? And how does it compare to meeting Kirk Ferentz? Ice cream or coach?
Coach.
Coach?
The 19th Hole, Inside the Ropes, sponsored by Woodbine Bend.
And for our Inside the Ropes tonight, we want to take you inside what we got to watch each and every day here at the John Deere Classic. Of course, you watch the three of us, but we have so many people behind the scenes that deserve way more credit than we do. In fact, too many to mention, so we want to thank all of them. They know who they are. And most importantly, we want to thank you guys, the viewers, for watching us each and every night. As we leave you tonight, a look back at the 2023 John Deere Classic through the eyes of our photographers here at WQAD. Thanks so much for watching us each and every night. In fact, we don't have that yet. So we will thank all the people that we were hoping to thank, including all of our photographers that were fantastic throughout the week. Scott Weiss, Annie McKay, Jenny Hipskind, Brad Mosier, Cesar Sanchez, Joanne Arrington, and Jordan Franks.
Of course, great engineers all do the technical things that we don't quite understand. Bill Doublier, Mike Carroll, Sevi Anderson, and Tony Buck.
We want to thank Shelby Kluver for the first time in 3 years. She got to be on set with us. That was pretty cool. Producer Charles Array. Special helpers, Tim McKay, Kip Dricker, Lily Olson, Larry Randazzo, that's your brother, right? Charles Hart, and Celia Palermo.
You're my brother.
I'm your brother.
Right? That's what everybody thinks, at least. And of course, we can't forget the late, great Kurt Liskey. No, he's not dead. It's an inside joke. And so we hope to leave you tonight with a look back at the best of the best. Bill Doppler says no. He says no soup for you. We don't have that. So we will wrap up by kind of looking back at what we saw this week. And Corey, I think just as much off the course than on the course is what you can take away from the 2023 John Deere Classic.
Yeah, there was so much to take away from Caitlin Clark on Wednesday. The crowd's coming out. The concerts, fantastic. And Sepp Straka, almost shooting 59 today. Absolutely one of the best moments for me to watch him do that. His putter was on fire today.
What stands out to you? And I have a feeling Wednesday was pretty fun for you.
Caitlin Clark was pretty fun, but I've only been here 2 years. I saw last year, I saw this year. I think the difference this year obviously was the concerts, but just the atmosphere. I mean, you could tell no matter what hole you were on, people were excited to be here. And I think, like tournament director Andrew Lehman has said, his goal was to get non-golf fans to become golf fans. And I think that's what happened this week. It felt like people that came for the concerts maybe learned a little bit about golf as well.
Yeah, it was really cool to see. Hats off to Andrew Lehman, his entire staff. Andrew's just kind of the figurehead of that. He really doesn't do much. It's everybody else in the Stonehouse that does all that. I'm kidding, Andrew. You're the best. Great job to everyone at the John Deere Classic. And again, thank you for watching. You can see that look back at the best at WQAD.com. Have a great night, Quad Cities.